raised over Diedo. But now, I am looking for a future of this country. I don't want to maybe meddle into the wrongs and the goods because both sides are wrong. Like even when Willis say that legacy politicians, I want to ask Willis, my brother here, so that we stand together. Let us come out and say these bad things which we have been doing. It's not about Wanjigi remaining alone. It's not about Mimi, Maliba, Morara, Makaure, all of us running as young generation alone. We need a vision that is going to take this country forward so that we tell those legacy politicians that we have this that we present. We want to present a front. And this front is going to ensure that we establish factories. We are going to ensure that we promote investment from the external people so that they can invest in the country, so that we don't con them. We have a government which is conning investors. When an investor comes, you are told land which does not exist. They steal from the investor carries back his bag and goes. When he is even seated in the government house, he is stolen from. That is what is happening in this country. Why can't we promote investment so that we can have genuine investors who are willing to invest into factories so that our people can be employed? Then we only demand one thing from them. Pay our people as you would pay them in your jurisdiction. If you pay them as you would pay them in your jurisdiction, we would collect taxes from them and we are going to have a better GDP. If we make it available and easy opportunity so that these vast lands we have in this our country, which are forming a necessary nuisance to us, can be transformed into manufacturing zones, better regions that can make our country better. We think of many things, but at the end, when people sit in power, they broker deals. I want to be more local, Trevor. Allow me, because I come from Nyanza. And when I said Mheshimiwa Mark Nyamita and his friends were very good when they went to meet the president, honestly speaking, you saw how much we were called names. We were abused. But the truth is that if you go to Migori today, what Mheshimiwa Nyamita lobbied during that time is what is visible in Migori today.
Very good.
That is the truth. Even if I don't want President William Ruto, I will say he must go home because Kenyans will reject him. But the truth of the matter is that when it comes to our region, it is what was lobbied when Nyamita and the other members of parliament were whipped by Raymond Omolo and Owalo to go and meet the president so that we could plan our development. But when the master of poverty in the name of Raila Odinga saw this, he called these people names. He called them, he told them that they were in fact, he called us stupid as our mothers. Those were his words. Now, when he also realized that this thing is making sense, we are seeing development in our region. We are seeing the pier being built. We are seeing airport in Migori. People like Ochilo, the governor, for example, is now hanging on the national government project. He has nothing to show of the county government of Migori. Just like Gladys Wanga has nothing to show of herself. Remove Gladys Wanga from the projects of national government and tell her to stand here and show you what she's doing with the 9 billion budget of Homa Bay County. You can't see that. Therefore, you might be given a peremende and you get happy. But you know, you may have a big fish as well. What I'm asking of Kenyans, let us put to task our governors. Let us put to task our MPs. And that is why I'm telling you, Trevor, I really get sad when I talk about Nyanza, because we have leaders who are given direct ticket by the master of poverty who ensures that it doesn't give right people opportunity to lead, so that he has people who can only sing his tune. Let us change this thing from the base.
So let's
I am telling you, and Mheshimiwa, I'm not planning to get into politics. I've been elected. It's only that sometimes I really felt that I don't want to be in that mix again. That's why I left ODM completely. And I have never gone back there. And that is why, when Raila got into this thing, I want to say to national TV, I can't be with him. Because he is not having good intention for our region.
All right, Nyamita, you're running out of time here, but I need you to give your remarks and then Cherargei.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that on the issue of IEBC, to begin with, I think the opportunity for Kenyans or people who are unhappy is still there. There's still a window, even to start the process afresh. But what is that window? Is that if you have any issue, please bring a petition to the JLAC committee. Because now it is actually through public participation. So bring in any issues. If you have an issue with anyone who has been appointed, from the chairman, from Turkana, no one ever knew that someone would be nominated from that land to chair IEBC. But if you have any issue with the commissioners, that window still exists. Instead of going to court and all those other things, because also you cannot stop a process this far. They tried and it couldn't. So they can bring the petitions to Parliament through the JLAC committee, and if they merit, I can tell you Parliament will take its rightful place and disqualify anyone if they provide proper evidence. But we also, like many other Kenyans, you know, there are constituencies that have not had a representation now for close to 2 years. You know, they cannot participate in national discourse on various issues that are affecting them. So, and a number of, you know, wards also don't have their leaders. So the sooner we have the IBC, the better for us. Number two, we also need to have an IBC in good time so that they can prepare for the election. So that we don't get into an election and we say, oh, the commissioners, you know, are not ready. Like, you know, we almost found ourselves in the last election. I still want to say that I know the sugar factories owe some farmers money, but that is debt that has actually been accrued post the payment of the previous list, including the one in Sony. And the particular farmer representative is talking about, I know. Sony is not owing anyone 4.5 billion. That is a lie. I am saying that, and I'm saying it on national TV. He's not owing anyone 4.5 billion. No, that is not true. Farmers are owed, suppliers are owed, and they raise as much issues. It is our responsibilities to ensure that those farmers are actually paid, to ensure that the contractors who are working and everyone who is in that whole ecosystem is taken care of during this particular time. We will come up to that. Number two, on the issue of, you know, I don't want to go into individuals again, but, you know, we still appreciate that some of our people actually are now sitting in a place of decision making. And we are not celebrating them as individuals, but for the actions that they are taking. Look at the current finance bill. The heavy taxation, like we saw previously, is not now in this particular one. Correct. Courtesy of the expert that is actually sitting there. We celebrate, not only because of the region, but because, you know, you are now not seeing even Gen Z, the uprising and the anger is actually toned down because the expert is on the table. And those are the things that we actually celebrate. I wanted to speak to this issue of affordable housing. There's another component that people are actually missing. And Willis actually said it properly and said, why don't we put that money in a hospital so that our people can be... and I just want to tell him that we have since changed that regulation and said every single place where affordable housing is actually being put, you must do social amenities. So they'll put up a hospital. They will look at the schools, both primary and secondary, to upgrade. They will legally look for a hospital in that particular region to bring it to a minimum of a level 4. So when you think about affordable housing in all parts of the country, you are talking about a level 4 hospital around there. You're talking about proper infrastructure, including water and electricity, that is going around. Social amenities. But let me say this, that, and this issue of legacy politicians, Willis should be the last person to speak about it. Because his party leader, Jimmy Wanjigi, is on record saying he's the one who brought Uhuru Kenyatta. He is the one who brought Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto to presidency. He said the government was formed actually in his house. So the legacy politicians' claim to the presidency actually happened in his, at whatever. But I just wanted to say in conclusion that Kenya still has a lot of challenges. And we feel the pain of Kenyans. There are those who are struggling to take their children to school. There are those who are struggling to put food on the table. It is a process. Continuous changing of leaders, just because you are out of anger and not out of anything objective, is not going to get us to where exactly we want. So what we need to do, let us identify the things that are working. Let's stick. The ones that are not working, we fix. Collectively, let us come together and fix them.
Okay, Cherargei, very briefly, 1 minute.
Maybe I can say on the issue of IEBC vetting by the National Assembly, I want to appeal, and I've said on the record in the Senate, that the vetting should be joined by both houses, the National Assembly and the Senate, to allow a proper vetting, because we have done for Inspector General of Police. And the National Assembly should fast-track our amendment. I'm aware of Article 250 of the Constitution, but that one was done before Senate came into place, and therefore we are pushing that the regulation should be amended to ensure that Senate did participate, because election is a concern to us. So I hope, I agree that we need to fast-track IBC. There are many by-elections pending in this country that needs to be fast-tracked, because the more we stay as a parliament without properly constituted, we violate the Constitution. But I want to assure the country that the president is on course, and this government is ready to deliver on the promises that we gave to to Kenyans.
Okay.
Just let us be patient a little.
Yeah.
Then we'll have a land of Canaan, honey and milk.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Gentlemen,
and
thank
good
you so
morning.
much for making time. Asante sana. Now coming up next is Cooking Tips. Bye for now.
Cooking and